Hey, greetings, friend. Jacques Howard here, the voice of Black Cannabis. This is a special kind of promo that we're doing here. A couple of things I want to make sure that you get first is remember to go over to our website, black-cannabis.com. We also have an app. We've got a calendar. We've got lots of things that are coming down the pike to make sure that you are connected in all facets of the cannabis industry with a hyper focus on people of color, POC, people of color. So with that being said, I also want to give a shout out to Stellene Howard, who is no relation that I know of, who hooked me up with this custom Black Cannabis short sleeve hoodie. More on that is also available and will be available on our website, black-cannabis.com. You can get some merch there. We got a few things coming down the pike regarding some dispensaries and performing arts opportunities as well, but we're going to talk about that at a later time. But I do want to mention, as I share a screen here, we have an event coming up, and this is taking place on Monday, May 9th, from 6 to 10 p.m., as you can see. I'll be there along with Suzanne Nicholson of Holistic Solutions, Sarah Trent of Valley Wellness, and Matthew Koch of WoFlow. There'll be a $30 charge to get in, and this will happen at Cooper's Riverview. Of course, we'll take care of you with, the hospitality and all those different things. We'll have some music, etc. That'll be pumping, and it'll be an opportunity for you to network, for you to come. I encourage you to bring your resume, bring your business cards, and bring lots and lots of questions to ask the folks who are going to be on this panel. Again, Suzanne Nicholson, Sarah Trent, and Matthew Koch. Now, I say that because these folks are the winners from the mixer of the RFA medical permit awardees. So these are folks who actually have done the business. They are doing things in the business, and you can talk to them. You're going to get a chance to actually chat with them and let them know, that you're thinking about them, etc. Now, it's time for me to transition and bring on to you all. Again, many of you may recognize John Turner of Boom Maye, BOOMAYE.org. John's been on before talking about medical marijuana cards and the opportunity for folks to get their medical marijuana card. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, and we're going to touch on some of the things about why should I get my card now, if it's recreation in New Jersey, and all those different things. But John's the professional, and he's the expert. So he's going to touch on that, and I'll share some of my personal experiences. So without any further ado, hi, John. What's up, Mr. Turner? How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Really glad to be able to help people this spring so far. We're busy. I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad to be able to use your platform to just spread the message and tell people what we're doing and see how we can get them involved.
Excellent, excellent. So John, I don't want this to be something where we're going to take a lot of time, because you're going to come back on a regular basis, from what I understand. And you coming back on a regular basis is kind of like what we say in the advertising business, like that commercial that just keeps repeating. Sometimes people will say, "Hey," they'll see someone in a red top and tan pants and say, "Hey, Jake from State Farm." That's similar to what we want to do here at Black Cannabis, Trenton Cannabis community, and sharing the information and the people who are doing some amazing work like yourself. You have a background in psychology. So can you share a bit about your background, how you've designed this business of boomier.org, the doctors, and how the business works out? And then let's talk a bit more about, why people should even get a medical card.
Definitely. So the way Boomaye came to fruition, I was a medical marijuana card patient since 2012. So in 2012, I got my card. My dad is an attorney, has been for 40 years, used to represent young Black males going to jail for nonviolent marijuana related charges. And then years later, my mom, she developed breast cancer and underwent a double mastectomy. So, those early experiences really impacted me and, made me feel compelled to do something about what I was seeing. Not only seeing young Black males being incarcerated, but also people who were suffering from cancer, from MS. So, the more physical ailments that are qualifying conditions. So, I wrote a job description, hired a physician, and we just been rocking out for about 2 years so far.
Awesome. And the website again, folks, is BOMAYE as in echo.org. And when you go to the website, you'll be able to put in your information and set up a consultation. And then, John, walk them through the process of what would happen after they do that.
Okay. So the first point of contact is our website. Not only can you schedule a consultation, but you can also upload your medical documents and they will be sent in an email to myself and to our medical director who reviews all of our referrals. So after that takes place, I reach back out to the patient and say, hey, this is enough documentation, or hey, here's how we need the documentation to look in order to move forward. So, we're not here to make things difficult, but we are mandated to hold certain standards by the Department of Health. So after the medical director sees everything, I send the consent forms and an invoice. So in New Jersey, our fee is one of the lowest around. We've done the research. We have met with different representatives from different companies. Our fee is $204. That covers you for 1 full year. The reason why I like to say 1 full year is because some companies are charging people $150 every 3 to 6 months in order to maintain a relationship with their doctor. We don't do that. We charge people one time a year. Yes, we could be making a lot more money, but we want people to have access to medical marijuana. We're not in this just to make a buck.
And that's one of the things that attracted Black cannabis to Boomaye was that there was no intent on deception. And that was one of the first things that we had spoke about was how this industry had developed so rapidly, and there was so much money and so many transactions taking place that having a very strong, solid structure of who you do business with would be critical, not only now but going forward. So I'm glad to say that we've been able to have conversations about that and what that looks like going forward.
Yes.
Finishing up, for someone who's at that point where they're like, hey, I live in New Jersey and it's now recreational. Why should I even get a card now? I can just go into a dispensary if I want and get whatever it is that I want. What would be some of the advantages and disadvantages that you are comfortable with sharing now?
So definitely for medical marijuana card holders, the dispensaries are going to create different incentives and discounts for medical card holders because people are still getting their medical marijuana card. Now, the card offers certain legal protections in a way, as long as you don't work in aviation or the transportation department, or for a federal job, most likely if you should be tested at a company where they look for marijuana, you can say, well, I'm a patient. Or if you're on parole or probation, which has happened a couple times with our patients, and we just write a letter saying, hey, they're under our care for X, Y, and Z.
Fantastic. I'm speaking with John Turner of boomaye.org. John, finishing up, for the folks who are apprehensive about cannabis or medical marijuana, or just they had a bad experience when they were a youngster, they smoked something, they didn't know what they were smoking, et cetera. What would you like to say to those folks as this industry continues to evolve and we continue to learn more about the science of cannabis?
Definitely. So Weed Maps is a good app. If you are someone who likes to read information, if you're someone who likes to have conversations, give me a call. I'll answer the phone. I answer the phone up until 9 p.m. most days. We'll have a conversation, ask your good questions. There are no dumb questions. And if you feel like this is right for you, we'll support you until you get your card in your hand.
Fantastic. John Turner, Boomaye, BOMAYE.org. Blessings as always, friend. Can't wait to talk to you again as we probably have another update in a couple of weeks. Look forward to chatting with you again, John. And there you have it, folks. John Turner of boomaye.org, BOMAYE.org. You want your medical marijuana card, you want to speak to someone about why you should, why you shouldn't, some of the options that you may have, the importance of it, doing it, with your card, depending on your occupation, etc. John Turner is one of those folks that can assist you with that. I'm Jacques Howard. You've been listening and checking us out via the Trenton Cannabis community affiliated with Black Cannabis. And on behalf of Black Cannabis and the Black Cannabis family, I'm Jacques Howard, the voice of Black Cannabis, saying it's always about justice, peace, and humility.